What's up? What's up? Billy here, Respect the Game podcast, doing our Sunday Respect the Bet. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you were betting last week, this week. Hope you're making money. We didn't do last week. Not many guys put the screenshots of the bets into our group chat, so I had nothing to really go on. That being said, week 8 seems to be a little more action going on. So let's get right to it. Respect the bet, like, follow, subscribe, share at the RTG podcast on all the socials. Let's get right to it here. So this was from yesterday. This was a game I did. It was third quarter live betting. You can see here, North Carolina minus 24, Notre Dame minus 22.5, Ohio minus 16.5, and again, North Carolina minus 24.5. It was all third quarter. I was looking around. These had the biggest gaps in the score. I threw 50 down, ended up hitting them, got 310. Very happy with that. We'll explain what happened to the money in a minute. But that's what I got yesterday, college Saturday. Those were the bets that I made. Those are the winnings that I have. Up next, same thing from yesterday. This is from Frank. Frank does some pretty good betting on here. He hit Nebraska over 20.5. And these look either like golf or table tennis. I'm not entirely sure. But as you can see, he picked 3 winners, parlayed with Nebraska over 20.5. I believe this is Frank's bet. Frank hit quite nicely yesterday as well. This, I believe, is Kevin. Kevin's one of the guys in our fantasy league. He hit this yesterday as well. Louisville money line, Virginia Tech money line, BYU, Alabama, both money line. The Hurricanes minus 21.5. So you see here, Kevin did pretty good yesterday. Hit a nice little one. He's got some bets in for today for Sunday. Respect the bet. Coming up here, this is my early parlay. So you saw that I won earlier, 310. I cashed out, or 310. I cashed out 200, kept in about 120, a couple more NBA bets, a couple more little bets, put a bunch on the Hurricanes to beat the team score of 40. Didn't get it. Parlayed that with the overall score of, I think I had 50 or 50.5. They didn't hit either of them. I put a decent bet on that and lost. So this is the remaining money that I have. I think it's like $20. This is what I'm putting in to try to get that to, I believe, 60 to get to my 4 o'clock bets. I'm not putting any more money. I win, I cash out, I play with small amounts, try not to go broke. You guys do the same. If you have a gambling issue, call the hotline and get it figured out. But this is my first round bets, a parlay. I like to call it a desperation parlay to make a little bit of money. Took mostly favorites. I have Jamar Chase and A.J. Brown over 39.5 receiving yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Drake London, Evan Ingram, those 3 over 39.5. So I have 5 receivers in the first round of games over 49.5. Jamar Chase, A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Drake London, and Evan Ingram. Okay, so hopefully those guys all hit 40 yards plus. I'll make about $60, $70, and I'll use that for the afternoon games. Again, that's my respect the bet. Here's Bob. Bob had some good NBA stuff the other night. The one I happened to go with, I parlayed the Rockets opening night with like 6 bets. All of the other teams won except for the Rockets. So I lost all my parlays. Normally, I don't do that. I bet moneyline, and then do a small parlay at the end. I was so sure of the Rockets, I parlayed them with everything, and I lost. But Bob hit everything else. So Bob's week here, his first bet, Packers to win, Ravens to win, Falcons to win. The first half of the Panthers game, Panthers and Broncos, under 7.5. And then Texans to win. So again, Bob's 5-bet parlay, money line, Packers, Ravens, Falcons, and Texans. And the Panthers at Broncos game, the under 7.5 for the first quarter, for the Panthers to score the first quarter. Next, Bob's bet like Bob's Burgers. He's got another parlay in here, Falcons money line, Cade Otton over 4.5 receptions. Packers money line, Ravens money line, Texans money line. Still with the Panthers under 7.5 first quarter points. And Devon Achane over 11.5 rush attempts. So this is Bob's second parlay. Cade Otton, over 45.5 receptions. The Panthers, under 7.5 first quarter points. Devon Achane to record 12 rush attempts. And then Moneyline, Falcons, Packers, Ravens, and Texans. That's Bob's second bet. Here we have Kevin again. He's got a 30 for 119. Decent little bet here. All money lines, it looks like. Yes. Falcons to beat the Bucks, Ravens to beat the Browns, Packers to beat the Jaguars, Lions to beat the Titans. All money line, a 4-bet parlay to win Falcons, Ravens, Packers, Lions. Up next, we have another bet by Kev. Anytime touchdowns. Anytime touchdowns. Devon Achane, Joe Mixon, Derrick Henry, Javonte Williams. Anytime touchdowns, a 4-bet parlay. Devon Achane, Joe Mixon, Derrick Henry, Javonte Williams. Anytime touchdowns. All right, here we are. Now we're getting into the daily. I've got one. This is for my DraftKings. We do, me and a couple guys that we are in a fantasy team with. Jesus, my Yahoo League. He puts out one every week. We bet into it. Winner take all. Here's my this week DraftKings. Goff, Gibbs, Rachaad White, Drake London, Jordan Reed, Sterling Shepard, Hunter Henry, Ingram, and the Broncos defense. Again, Goff, Gibbs, White, London, Reed, Sterling Shepard, Hunter Henry, Evan Ingram, and Broncos defense. So one of the strategies that I have when it comes to these bets are I pick a low defense because I want more skill players. But these two low guys that I have, Sterling Shepard and Hunter Henry, with the Bucs losing both their top receivers, Shepard is stepping up. Rachaad White's going to be in there catching the ball a little bit more. With Hunter Henry, Ingram, 3,800, 5,000 for Ingram. Today's tight ends day. Some teams will focus on the tight end and get them some money. You saw one of our earlier bets, Otton, to get over 4.5 receptions. Again, with the Bucs, their top two receivers are gone. Their secondary guys are going to have to step it up receiver-wise and put in some work. So I do think Sterling Shepard is going to do well today. And Rachaad White out of the backfield he saw last week caught everything his way. So I think that's going to be a good bet. And then here it is. My son, he has a FanDuel account. You can't have two accounts. So I've got DraftKings. He's got FanDuel. He has Goff, Hubbard, Chubb, Cooper, DJ Moore, McLaren, Njoku, Walker, and the Saints defense. This is his his FanDuel. Goff, Hubbard, Chubb, Cooper, Moore, McLaren, Njoku, Walker, and the Saints. This is his daily fantasy in FanDuel. All right. So that's it for our Respect the Bet. Again, if you got gambling issues, call someone, get some help. Only bet where you can bet. Again, for me personally, every time I put in my money and I bet and I win over $200, I take out $100 every time. If I hit 202, I take out 100. I bet the next games or next whatever with $100. I have to put back in sometimes. We're not winning all the time. You can see that. But for the most part, I try to make a profit every time I make a bet. And if I hit over $200, I'll pull 100 out and I keep using that $100. And yes, I do have to replenish from time to time. But I'm actually doing quite well keeping the money out and winning with it, playing with house money. So far in the last 3 weeks, I've used house money. So that being said, Respect the Bet at the RTG Podcast on all the socials. The Respect the Bet is on YouTube. The podcast, again, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the podcast stuff. Respect the Game Podcast. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Hope you win some money. If you have a gambling issue, call somebody. Find all of our live betting, our wins, our losses would be on the Instagram, on the TikTok, and those things. Again, at the RTG Podcast. Good luck. Have a good Sunday. Hope you win some money. Talk to you guys again next week.